What's happening, boys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're reporting on some Rangers transfer news finally. It's been a couple of days since I got a video about Rangers transfer news, and that is because it has been so slow. There's only like one or two things coming out a day and not all of it's creditable, and yeah, I got at least a couple of things together, and yeah, let's get into it. First bit of news comes out about Jefte, Rangers left back, and it looks like he's going to be departing the club, which I didn't see coming. This came out of nowhere. But yeah, let's have a look.
Okay, so this source comes from Planet Foot and it says Palmeires is negotiating the signing of left-back Jefte, a player developed by Palmeires and currently at Rangers. The 21-year-old is seen by Valdo as the ideal name to replace Valderrama, who is set to be sold to Red Bull Baragoz.
What do I think about Jefte to Palmeires potentially? I've seen a lot about this going around the last couple of days, and I've been waiting on it developing. It seems to be developing, so I think there is something very concrete here with Jefte to Palmeires. He's back to Brazil, he's back to his home country, although he is a Fluminense boy, which I don't know how well that's going to go down with the Palmeiras fans, but they seem to want him. He's only 21, which is crazy. I never knew that he was actually that young. Like, Rangers have got a player on their hands here and we're just going to sell him, which I don't know. Also, Rangers don't have another starting left back, so this is kind of a dumb move from us at the moment until we have someone concrete in as left back. This isn't the wisest move to sell Jefte. But yeah, from what I've seen of Jefte, been a really good player. I like his aggression, he's a good player. I think he's probably our starting left back at this point if I were to choose anyone. Max Aarons, get him going in the left back role. Good right back, not a very good left back. And Redvan Yilmaz, he's basically out the door. Besiktas are circling him every single day. It's just a matter of time before he goes, I reckon. But yeah, Jefte to Palmeiras. I don't mind this in terms of a move for him, but for Rangers, ooh, I don't know, because we don't actually have a left back, and we really need a left back. And from what I've seen, we're not actually getting anywhere with any other left back except Noel Mendy, who could potentially play that role, but is primarily a centre back. So, I mean, if we have to divert to that, we'll take it. But yeah, hopefully Rangers can bring in a replacement if he is going out the door. There is no fee discussed yet, which is, I mean, if it's behind closed doors, it's behind closed doors. I haven't seen anything about a fee for this transfer, and if it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. We've still got a good player on our hands. But yeah, I don't mind it. Rangers bought Jefte for around 700k, so it was 680k, we bought him for, and yeah, I mean, if we make a good profit on him on a fee that isn't discussed yet, but I'd assume Palmeiras are going to cough up some big money. I'd like $1 million, I wouldn't mind that, but yeah, I don't mind it. Hopefully this move doesn't go through at the moment because we need a left back, but once we get a replacement, I don't mind parting ways with Jefte. But yeah, on the next story. So the next story involves a West Ham player by the name of Andy Irving. He is on the way out of West Ham by the looks of it. He's got a lot of transfer speculation as to where he's going to go, and Rangers are one of the names on the list. So let's get into it.
Okay, so this source comes from West Ham Central and it says mounting transfer interest in Andy Irving, Rangers, Celtic, plus German clubs and Italian clubs making approaches. West Ham know he's a wanted man ahead of the transfer deadline.
Well, what I think of Rangers' interest in Andy Irving, although he's a West Ham player and he had a really good spell out in Austria, he came through Hearts, he came all the way through Hearts, he's been through the academy to the first team. He's also a Hearts fan, which, I mean, that might cause problems with the Rangers fans if we were to get him in. I'm going to be honest, I don't think we need him. The reason being, nothing to do with the player, it's just Rangers have too many midfielders at this point. We've got Lyle Cameron, we've got Diamandi, we've got Rascan, we've got Theo Asgard, we've got Connor Barron, we've got Rothwell. There's so many options on the bench as well, that we're just not using. So what's the point in adding another midfielder into a already stacked midfield? I just don't see the option here where Andy Irving needs to come to Rangers. So anyone who else is interested, Celtic, any Italian clubs and a German club, feel free. Honestly, I don't think Rangers need him, although he is a very good player. He had a good spell out in Austria, is what he's most known for, and he moved to West Ham for 1.5 million. I assume Rangers get a really cut price if he does come. I just don't think we need him. I'm going to be honest with you. Andy Irving, he could be a great player. He's a Scottish national. He played in the Nations League. and he looks promising. He's only 25, but I just don't see where he fits. That's a very similar thing to the Chelsea problem. Chelsea have a lot of players who just are wanting to come in, but we don't have any room for. So this is a similar option with Rangers midfield. I just don't think there is a place for him in that midfield, because who goes if it happens? But that could also bring me on to my next story. But yeah, Andy Irving to Rangers. I just don't see it happening. I think if we do this, it's going to be a panic buy and it's going to be a mistake, I'm going to be honest. But yeah, that's all I've got to say about Andy Irving. So this story segues on from the Andy Irving departure side of things, who would leave Rangers if he were to come in. And this is actually about RASCAN. It's nothing to do with him leaving, don't worry. But yeah, this explains a lot as to why he was on the bench recently and why he has not been starting games. But yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so this source comes from Joshua Barney and it says Martin admits NEIKO RASCAN has been impacted by people calling him this summer regarding his future, but calls his recent response incredible.
So what I think about Russell Martin's response to dropping NEIKO RASCAN, and that was his explanation. He's been getting calls this summer from clubs, and we all know what club it is. It's Real Betis. I've already covered it. But yeah, if you want to go check that out, go check out. But that was a little while ago. So he has had clubs calling him this summer, so that confirms that he was on the move by the looks of it. But I think as the window dries up, I reckon NEIKO RASCAN is going to stay at Rangers, because if he's been added back into the team and he says his response to being dropped was incredible, so that means he's fully focused on Rangers, which is great. We love that from NEIKO. I've always liked NEIKO RASCAN, so that's great. But was this a smart move by Russell Martin to drop him, just to be like, if you're leaving, you're leaving, and if you're staying, get in the team, pretty much. Probably a wise move, I won't lie. Probably a very smart move from Russell Martin. A little bit of psychology in there with NEIKO RASCAN, and apparently his response was incredible. So that means like he's been working hard trying to get back into the team. We'll take that. But if he has been impacted by calls, and his head's been turned a little bit by like a Real Betis, because obviously Real Betis is a very big club in the Spanish league, who have, I believe, European football this year. But yeah, it would be a crazy move if he were to go there, but I don't think it's going to happen, and I reckon he stayed at Rangers because his response was, in Russell Martin's words, incredible. But yeah, that's all I've got to say about NEIKO RASCAN and Russell Martin's response to dropping him. The next story comes out about a Dortmund player, an American one at that. He has been linked with Rangers before, and this was a couple of years ago, but he has been linked with Rangers before, so I was like, I might report on it. But I'm not 100% sure on this one, but it is about Gio Reyna. And yeah, let's see what's happening.
Okay, so this source comes from MLS Moves and it says, love how people are acting like Gio Reyna playing in the Champions League with Rangers is such a huge upgrade over going to the MLS. He's literally only going to play 2 or 3 matches. What a joke. The MLS is clear of the Scottish Premiership. Okay, so I took a look at this and I was like, what is going on? It was just like this, I'm really annoyed US fan. I was just like, okay. Then I seen he was linked to Rangers. I was like, what does this guy mean he's linked to Rangers? So I went in a bit of digging and then I actually found it. Okay, so this source comes from MLS Transfers and it says, source, LAFC and Rangers in Scotland are interested in Gio Reyna. More clubs expected to join the pursuit. Despite interest from Bundesliga clubs, Gio is interested in leaving Germany.
What do I think about Gio Reyna to Rangers, potentially? I looked into this and I thought it was a joke, because I seen that guy just complaining about it. I was like, okay, this is clearly a joke. And I looked deeper into it, and Rangers were actually linked to Gio Reyna earlier this year, and nothing came of it, obviously, but now this window's open, maybe a deadline day type thing. But Gio Reyna to Rangers is an interesting one, because Gio Reyna is obviously a men's national team US player. He has been in there for a long time. His mum and dad are both former US players, so he's a Nepo baby, as we like to call them nowadays. So he has got a lot to live up to, and maybe that's a little pressure for him. And he currently plays at Dortmund, 105 caps for Dortmund, which is, I mean, pretty decent. He's been playing there, but let's be honest, he hasn't lived up to his hype. He's very injury prone, unfortunately. There's a lot of things with Gio Reyna where if he comes to Scotland, he might just get injured straight away. It's a different style of football here, a lot of tough football. The German league's a lot slower, and I mean, although they're pretty rough, it's different level in Scotland. I reckon you get tossed about and injured almost instantly. So what do I think of this move for Gio Reyna? Honestly, this is a difficult one, because one part of me says yes, he's a very good player and there's a lot of potential there. Another part says no, what's the point, because he'll get injured again and he'll just struggle here. But if he brings a bit of flair with him, he might survive pretty well. But we've also got Theo Asgard in that midfield role, where he would be playing. So do I like Theo Asgard better than Gio Reyna? Probably. I've watched a lot more Theo Asgard than Gio Reyna. But yeah, I'm interested in this move, but I'm not fully on board, if you kind of get what I'm saying. But I'd like to see where this one goes, because there is a lot of reports actually coming out now from more credible sources that Rangers are interested. But I don't know if that's just wool over their eyes to see what happens with a situation. Maybe the RASCAN one, get them scared that maybe we're bringing someone in. I don't know. But yeah, I wouldn't mind Jura. But at this point, I don't know if we need them once again, because the midfield is really stacked as well. But yeah, Jura could be an interesting option. And that is it. That is all the Rangers transfer news I have to report today. A couple of things came out today. The Jura situation, Andy Irving and Jefte. The Jefte one I think is going to be the most solid one that looks like is going to happen. But other than that, that is all I've got to report. So hopefully you like this video and you can leave a like, subscribe, helps with the growth. But that's been great recently. The one thing I want to say about the next video I was thinking about putting out is the Victoria Plasma one. I don't even know if I'm going to put a review out, I'm going to be honest. The game was really lackluster, and I mean that fully intended. But if it comes out, it comes out, and if it doesn't, it just is what it is. But yeah, that is it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, that's it. I've been DJG. Root to